Hello, I'm Ramish. I'm the broker of record here at Panavista Realty. Yes, it's been a couple of months since my last email to you on the synthesized data for Castro Valley, and today, July 7th, 2026, I'm back here with the strategic briefing in this context. Right now, we're tracking unprecedented real estate trends in Castro Valley, where inventory is vanishing, properties are going pending at lightning speed, and we're seeing critical pricing misalignments across the board. So let's dive straight into the numbers, and if you'd like to explore what this means for the value of your single-family home or multi-unit property, feel free to reach out to me directly at 510-523-0707, and here we go.
Hey there, and welcome to this data-driven explainer. Today, we're diving straight into the Panavista Realty Castro Valley Market Pulse. We've got a lot of vibrant, colorful data to cover, so let's just jump right in.
I'm coming to you today on behalf of Panavista Realty. And look, whether you're a seasoned retail investor or a homeowner keeping tabs on your most valuable asset, having a guide with real experience absolutely matters. That's exactly why Panavista Realty brings unparalleled market synthesis and insights to the table when representing you in any transaction in the East Bay. But before we get into the heavy numbers, and drawing specifically from Panavista's notes dated July 6, 2026, there is one core truth we really have to acknowledge. MLS data is in a constant state of flux. It's a living, breathing thing. Because this aggregate data shifts literally every single day, having an experienced partner to help navigate it isn't just a nice-to-have, it's essential for your success.
Okay, just to make sure we're all speaking the exact same language here, let's gently set some parameters. You're going to hear me use the word pending quite a bit in this explainer. Now, as you probably know, a pending listing simply means a property has successfully entered escrow. It's a fantastic milestone. But remember, the final selling price and all those specific transaction details, they remain totally unknown until escrow officially closes, which usually takes about 30 days. So when we look at pending data, we're getting a great read on real-time buyer demand, even if it's not the final closed reality just yet.
Now, to keep this explainer incredibly focused and relevant for you, we've split the single-family market into two main buckets: 3-bedroom homes and homes with 4 or more bedrooms. You might be wondering, well, what about 1- and 2-bedroom spots? Honestly, we've excluded them from this specific synthesis simply because they make up such a tiny, insignificant fraction of the Castro Valley market. Oh, and a quick point of clarification. In our data, 4 or more bedrooms simply means it's a larger home. It doesn't necessarily mean it's a luxury estate. We're just looking at the pure aggregate data of the housing stock here, not analyzing a luxury dimension.
So let's look at the macro trend of our inventory pipeline stretching from January 2025 all the way to early July 2026. You can really clearly trace the seasonal fluxes here. The green tracks the 3-bedroom homes, while the brown follows those larger 4+ bedroom properties. Check out that swell right in the middle, around May and June of 2025, where new listings hit 57 and then 60. Then, as you'd expect, the market kind of takes a breath and exhales over the winter before climbing right back up as we entered the spring of 2026.
The crucial takeaway here is the really reliable rhythm of our local supply. We consistently see these strong seasonal listing peaks arriving right at the start of summer. And interestingly enough, those larger 4+ bedroom homes frequently match and sometimes even beat out the volume of 3-bedroom homes hitting the market. For retail investors and current property owners, this translates to a reassuringly steady pipeline. Honestly, grasping these supply rhythms with confidence is the absolute first step in crafting a successful, data-driven real estate strategy.
All right, shifting gears from what's hitting the market to what's actually going pending, meaning homes successfully entering escrow. Just look at the incredibly healthy velocity here, running from early 2025 straight through July 2026. Even when new inventory dips slightly, Castro Valley maintains a really robust pace of properties moving into escrow. In July 2025 alone, 46 homes went pending. And as we moved into the spring of 2026, April spiked up to 38. This is just a beautiful confirmation that buyer demand in the East Bay remains incredibly resilient.
Now, when we compare this current year directly against the previous one, a pretty important trend pops up. Looking at month-end active listings with 2025 in orange and 2026 in blue, notice how 2026 has a noticeably flatter curve compared to those massive inventory spikes we saw in mid-2025. Active inventory has been tracking lower this year. And guys, this is exactly why relying on up-to-date market synthesis matters so much. If you were pricing your home based on last summer's competition levels, you'd be completely misreading today's significantly tighter market.
And that brings us right to the strategic sweet spot, pricing.
Over the past 3 rolling months, this is exactly where Castro Valley sellers have been initially pricing their properties. For 3-bedroom homes in green, you see this massive cluster right between $900,000 and $1.3 million. For the larger 4-plus bedroom homes in brown, the heavy concentration sits distinctly between $1.3 and $1.7 million. Basically, this is the starting line. It's where sellers are confidently planting their flags. But here is where we like to offer a gentle, evidence-backed contrarian insight. When we track pending listings by their last listing price over those same 3 months, things shift just a bit. The prices sellers initially ask for, well, they aren't always perfectly aligned with the exact price clusters where buyers are actually willing to write offers and enter escrow. You can see the distribution of successful pending deals actually skews slightly differently than that initial asking price distribution.
For the sophisticated viewer, this right here is the golden nugget. Identifying this very specific pricing disconnect between seller expectations and buyer action is exactly how Panavista Realty helps our clients find the optimal target. It's not about guessing, right? It's about finding the true market clearing price. We synthesize this gap so we can deploy a strategy that positions your property perfectly from day one, rather than just letting it languish on the market and chase buyers downward.
Of course, the ultimate reality lies in the final, closed, sold listings over the last 3 months. This is when the dust is settled, escrows have closed, and funds have been transferred. By comparing the original asking prices, the pending prices, and finally these closed selling prices, Panavista Realty gets this incredibly enlightening, multidimensional view of market behavior. It's how we confidently advise our retail investors on exactly what they can expect when they sit down at the closing table.
I want to pull out one specific, powerful number from our recent data for you. 56. Over just the last 3 months, there were 56 total pending transactions for 4 or more bedroom properties alone. That demonstrates some incredibly robust, highly localized market activity. The market isn't at a standstill. Deals are continually being structured, negotiated, and successfully moved into escrow right here in Castro Valley. To bring this completely down to earth, take a look at this hyper-recent snapshot. This is the actual list of single-family homes going into escrow in July 2026. These aren't just abstract data points on a spreadsheet. These are real homes on your actual streets: Masterson Place, Rizzo Avenue, Palomares Road. These transactions are happening right now in real time. It's a pleasant reminder that the East Bay market is dynamic and absolutely full of opportunity if you know how to navigate it.
So, how do we actually turn this wealth of data into a successful outcome for you? Well, that's the Panavista Realty advantage. When we represent you, we start with unparalleled market synthesis, just like we've been doing today. From there, we deploy a targeted marketing strategy tailored exactly to where current buyer demand is sitting. This meticulous preparation is what yields the most optimal sales price for your asset. And finally, because experience truly matters, we use our expertise to streamline your path to closing, completely removing the friction from the transaction.
Now that you've seen the underlying rhythms, the pricing sweet spots, and the real-time velocity of the Castro Valley market, I have a welcoming question for you, especially if you currently own a single-family property in the area. Are you interested in exploring your options? Whether you're looking to optimize an investment portfolio or just curious about unlocking the equity in your home, understanding your precise position in today's flux is totally paramount.
If this data-driven explainer sparked your curiosity, I really urge you to reach out. Give Panavista Realty a call directly at 510-523-0707. We would be absolutely delighted to provide you with a recent, highly customized courtesy estimate for the sale of your property. Let us bring this unparalleled market synthesis directly to your specific address. And hey, if you want to dive even deeper into these market insights, please check out our companion audio stream for some additional depth and commentary. The real estate market never stops moving. The only question is, are you ready to move with it? Thank you so much for learning with me today, and we look forward to hearing from you soon.
Thank you for watching this overview of the Castro Valley Market. And as you can tell from this overview, I bring unparalleled market synthesis and deep insights to the table when I represent you in any transaction in the space. Simply put, experience matters. But bear in mind that the MLS data is always in a constant state of flux. So if you're interested in exploring your options, I can be reached at 510-523-0707. And I look forward to working with you. Thank you.